to you around the table discussions following the workings of the Honorable House of Representatives, where your leaders are making key decisions in your interest. This program is on ELBC every Thursday, 5 up to 6 o'clock. It's being relayed on hosts of community radio stations. Well, my name is Rapport Haynes. I'm your usual host of the program. Today is the 18th of April 2024 is the 109th day of the year. We are left with 257 more days to close off this year. It's awesome to be here on today. I'm here along with
My name is Rockwell Yeager.
great time together here. We'll take a few bars of our theme song. When we come back, we'll give you a lineup of what's happening up Capitol Hill and, of course, who we're going to be having around the table on this evening as we crisscross legislatively.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Welcome back to the program, wherever you are. Invite someone to listen with you. It promises to be intriguing this evening as we're going to look at scores of issues are happening up Capitol Hill. Remember, last week we were here to tell you that the budgetary process have started, the revenue component concluded. What is happening now is the expenditure component taking place at the legislature. And guess what? We have said to you that the Honorable House of Representatives the 55th legislature, under the gavel of House Speaker Councillor J. Fonati Kofa, have said, look, we came with open process, transparency, and accountability. And in many years, to see civil society organizations and all being a part of the expenditure component of the budget hearing, where they themselves now, civil society organizations, CSOs, asking questions to line ministries and agencies, is happening in this budget year where the process is ongoing, where civil society organizations asking ministries and agencies about how their funds were being expended and those programs and policies that they have crafted to make sure that they are being executed in the 2024 draft national budget. So it's taking place at the legislature under the gavel of the Joint Committee on Ways, Means, and Finance, which encompasses the Senate and the House, under the gavel of the chair, Yasin Rawisibo of Maserati District 16. He's the Joint Committee chairperson, is co-chair, the Senate Ways, Means, and Finance chair, Honorable Prince Moyi. So, Yega, we're here this evening again to talk about more of the workings of the Honorable House of Representatives. We have 72 now. One vacant seat is there. Too many great jobs is happening up Capitol Hill.
Very well, and I think we ought to begin this conversation by commending the members of the Joint Committee, Joint Legislative Budget Committee, that is currently looking into the expenditure component of the draft national envelope for fiscal year 2024. Like you said, it has been an open process. You have citizens attending, you have civil society organizations. So generally, it's open to the public, and so the public has been contributing because unlike in past time that you have the legislative committee dealing with this budget holistically, uh, time around you have members of the public who are crossing some of those issues. Take for instance the Ministry of Health. When they appeared on yesterday, there were a couple of questions coming from the public as to fundings, especially donor funding to the Ministry of Health. They wanted to know how those monies are being collected and used in the interest of the country. Today, just before we came on, you had the
Minister of
White
Education.
Boss. Yes,
Right, was
White
also
Boss
there.
was defending the budget process, and a couple of things he spoke about that the members of the committee are informed. So when it's time to take a decision, then you have the committee vested with that power, knowing now that they've heard from the agency of government, and also the public participation will actually be of that kind, when a decision is taken, you don't have the public go in and call you on the radio and say, "Oh, we didn't form a part of the budget." So this is a budget that the public owns, so they are participating as well.
Inclusivity. So everybody part of it, civil society organizations, you have the media making sure that ordinary Liberians can know how the budgetary process looks like and what do we do to make sure that we account for public funds. And that's why the 55th legislature, who have come on the backdrop of promoting transparency and accountability for the first time, after the election for speaker, deputy speaker, and sergeant at arms, chief clerk, the members convened and voted. They took a decision to make sure that they declare their assets, they publish their assets, and so forth. They voted, and that was making sure that they promote transparency and accountability, and so that you know that, oh yeah, members of the house taking this decision. In fact, they also took a decision to make sure that they go and do their drug tests and all of those things. So it tells you that we have a very committed body, willing and prepared to work in the interest of the Republic of Liberia.
Not only have the members of the Honorable House of Representatives declared their asset, but one of those best principles is upholding the rule of law. And given that the body is a law-making institution, they've adopted their rules. And of course, when you go to social media, what you see there, it is not a version of the 55th. The 55th version has been adopted. And of course, if you need a copy now, you come to us, then we can provide you a copy. I'm talking about the standing rules of the Honorable House of
Right,
Representatives.
right. And as a matter of fact, promoting, looking at the issue of drug, the Honorable House of Representatives, to tell you how serious the House is with the issue of the fight against illicit drug in our country. They amended the rules and to now make sure that the issue of drug rehabilitation, reintegration, it's a statutory committee now. It's a statutory committee, and to tell you how serious they are. I mean, Liberians, you have committed people in the House of Representatives who are willing and prepared, son or rain, to do your work, and that's why they had to caution their break to come back up Capitol Hill to legislate key decisions in the interest of the country. So on the program today, it promises to be intriguing. We're going to have one of the 72 members for now, because we have a vacant seat. One of the 72 members of the Honorable House of Representatives will have one in the studio on this evening. We're going to be crisscrossing him on his legislative work. He resumed duty on the 15th of January 2024, and since then we'll be asking him some of our some key decisions, how you see the legislature. From outside you see it differently, when you're inside you see it differently. He'll be sharing with us his experience so far and how it looks like in his district. What are the reception you get from the people in your district, and also at the level of the Honorable House of Representatives. Coming on the 15th of January, and after the election, he's been placed on several other committees. I'm sure it comes from the backdrop of his expertise. He's currently a part of one of the committees that is doing personnel and payroll audit, which is the rules, order, and administration. First and foremost, to know how many employees we have here, how many are ghosts, how many, and all of these things. And they've been doing a very excellent job. He comes from Muscle County Electoral District number 12. He's Representative Jerry K. Yorbor. He's here with us on this evening. We're going to be crisscrossing him and looking at his work in the legislature. Good evening, sir. How you doing?
Good evening, gentlemen. Thank you for having me in this evening.
Look very relaxed.
Oh yes, I keep doing the work of the Liberian people, and every time we are called upon, we have to come out and do the work that we have been elected to do.
So how is the House of Representatives?
It's an interesting place, and we say that the political theater. We have been able to meet people from all background, different culture. Great is the diversity of individual we have been able to interact with, and we have been able to fit in for the first 3 months that we have been working. We have been doing pretty well, and we are proud to be representing the people of District 12.
Are you enjoying the work, or is it hectic for you?
Oh, I enjoy working and love doing what I was elected to do, and especially with the Speaker Kofa, who we elected. He is a good leader, a team player, and he served as a strong mentor for all of us, especially for me. And I love the work, and no complaint. I think I'm doing what I was elected to do for my people.
Outside of the legislature, it was viewed differently. Now you are a member of the legislature. How is it?
Yes,
First and
yeah.
foremost, how did you view first while you were outside?
Actually, I was a private citizen then, so obviously I came from the corporate world, and things were done a little bit different. Now I'm in the political world. Things are slightly different. This is my first time being a government official. So I'm now working as a government official, the first branch of government, and I'm making decisions for the people of Liberia. Before then, I was only making decisions for my private company and myself. So yes, it's a different, and but all boils down to commitment, trust, integrity, and which I brought to this process. So I enjoy what I'm doing now.
How is it for you in terms of making decision holistically?
When it comes to decision making, I I try to work with my colleagues, especially on those committees I'm on. I try to put my view forward and listen to their views before I come to making decisions. Even in primary, I encourage open discussions because accountability and transparency is one of those things that I stand for. So my decision making process is not just done in an absolute manner, and I try to look at the broader aspect before I make a decision. Even when I'm taking a vote, like when I took a vote for the application of the crown or the war
War
crown
crimes
and
court.
the economic code,
You voted for?
I did, and I just did not vote in that uh, close decision, but I thought it through very well. Even during my campaign time when I was running to be a lawmaker, I tried to understand why we should bring the court, and when I be elected, if I would vote. And when I got there, I tried to align myself with other friends, see their opinion, went back to my district, met my met cross section of my district citizen, and uh, have the discussion with them before I went to take the vote. So my decision making process is not done in an absolute form. It's always holistic. Most of the time, I do it in a holistic manner.
15 January 2024, you resume work officially. Can you provide an insight into some legislative priorities you focused on while at the House of Representatives since the 15th of January?
Yeah, you see, Robert, I came to the 55th to represent my people. And one of the most important instruments that we as lawmakers have to secure and focus on for our people is the budget.
Mm.
So my first priority since I came is how can not seek the budget support to benefit my district.
Right.
Because looking at my district, like any other district, we have issue with electricity, we have issue with our public schools, our public health facilities, our roads. So my priority is how can I vote for a budget that will benefit my district and Liberia at large. So my priority at this point is focus on the budget support for my people.
What specific area?
Uh, Looking at the budget in my community, like any other district, I was able to rent or consult few line manager or ministers.
Mhm.
Roads is one of the issues that we have in most of the district, especially district wise. My district lacks roads. My public schools are not. I'm ashamed to say that we have public schools. So one of my focus in the budget is how can I seek allotment of budgeted funding for my schools in my district. Our clinics, we have two. We don't have no support for our clinic in the last two budgets. So those are areas that I have been focused on, and I was able to write, road lands manager, the public works, the health ministry, education ministry, and even because I serve on the public accounts committee,
Mm.
I was able to liaise with my colleagues to see how I can lobby to have those area of concern for my own community district to be included when it comes to the budget.
And are you sure it's going to be included?
Uh,
Can the people of District 12 hope that there will be some level of improvement so far?
yes, they can hold because I'm still having a conversation with my colleagues, and the public work minister did respond to our letter, and it was encouraging, even though he did not guarantee us that this budget year will have road inspected for District 12. But the future is promising. Health and education did not respond to our letters, but again, we it's our hope that they will respond to our letter in a sudden move by inciting us into the budget. And even if we are not into this budget period, we will keep fighting for our district in a subsequent budget year.
And I hear you say when you took over, you had to take decisions by yourself because you were into private life. Now that you've come to the legislature, all I hear you talk about is the fact that you are working with your colleague. How easy is it to take decision, especially counting on others to benefit the people of District 12?
Yeah, it's building relationship.
Okay.
And one thing I'm already thankful to the Almighty God is that He gave me that skill, that ability to work with people from all walks of life. And since my arrival at Capitol Hill, I have been able to engage people that I haven't met. I just met them when we got to the 55th, and I have been able to build relationship and alliances. So when I want something done, I'm able to get it done because of the friendship I have built just in the last 3 months. So when we have issues like in community rooms or even on private on the floor, I sit and listen, and I sometimes will walk to the next person and try to advise and give them my own honest opinion. And I'm blessed that they listen to me in more cases, and they do the same to me. So before I conclude, I have been able to seek advices and concern and consultation with my colleagues. So it been very interesting, but I think it have been working for me since I arrived.
You're on the committee rules audit administration, doing a very great job to make sure that this aspect called the personnel and payroll audit. For a couple of weeks, you started up on it. How far is it? Do you feel happy working on such committee and the kind of achievement being made?
Oh yes, Robert, I'm very happy that, and I want to say thank you to the speaker for putting me, allowing me to serve on the rules audit administration committee. And we started the process by doing ourselves carrying on the physical count into the policy and procedure audit. But we thought it wise to bring in a private entity to make it very transparent. So we were able to
Apex.
Apex, we were able to put the bill up there, and few entity came forward, and Apex was
They paid it.
the bidder for it, and Apex was selected, and Apex have presented a report to the committees, and they did a very good work. So we are reviewing the report, and come next week we'll be putting that report to primary, so that we'll be making decisions.
Is
But
it shocking or
yeah,
why are you laughing like that?
I haven't been there before, so to say if it's shocking, there will be a too strong word for me to use.
There were two things we were
Yes,
looking for.
okay,
Uh,
so
in the words of the speaker, he intimated that look, okay, it's important enough for us to know how many employees we have in total, how many people are ghosts, and all of that, which is we aims to promote transparency and accountability.
yes, yes.
If we do find ghosts,
Yeah, we did, and we
two
were
ghosts, three ghosts,
We found a lot, but again, we don't want to jump the conclusion. We want to
You
take our
reviewing it.
time, review the report, and then we'll come up with our own conclusion based on what have been given up by the
Most time when
contractors.
these things are done, people think it is on the backdrop of witch hunt. Were you witch hunting?
No, this is
Was the committee witch hunting?
no. You see, we wanted to put the right thing in place because when we came to this 55th, our leader, Speaker Kofa, he used the word transformation.
Right.
We came to transform Capitol Hill.
Okay.
And predicated on that, we have to do the right thing. So the order was just not to dig a ghost, but to also correct procedure errors.
Okay.
How people were hired and moving forward, how people should be hired. And we're also looking at how people have been paid in terms of salary grading. We want to ensure that people that qualify are paid based on their qualification.
In other words, are you saying that you're going to be increasing salary? Or
Obviously, after the revision, if we've come to realize that someone deserves to be increased based on the credential, we will surely do that. And we find that someone have been making a chunk of money and shouldn't be making chunk of money, we are going to cut it down. And those are things that we are going through as a committee. And at the end of the day, we're going to come up with a decision. And we hope that everyone that we have on Capitol Hill will remain working on Capitol Hill, even if you came from the back door, as long as you are physically on Capitol Hill, we'll retain you. We'll try to retain you to ensure that you are incorporated, but through the right procedure.
And to come to work and not
And
to
to come
home.
to work. The only those that we're going to go after, those that really don't exist. And we're going to ensure that they will be replaced by real people.
Honor Yobo, aside from the audit that is ongoing, are there other measures intended to restore dignity to the Honorable House of Representatives?
Yes, if you observe this last week, we took a decision, plenary, and we forwarded one of our colleagues to a committee because we had a public outcry. But again, we don't make that such a decision. We are trying our best to ensure that dignity will be the hallmark of the day for the 55th. And we also want to ensure that even when we are in primary and out of primary, we should exhibit good behavior as lawmaker. It's one of those things that our speaker have encouraged us to do, and to also have perfect decorum when we are in session. So we are working on those things and ensuring also that the Capitol building will be a place that people want to come to work and be focused. So our committee is also ensuring that we invite or install security features to ensure that people don't just walk into a Capitol building. It will be control. We want to put some control measures in place. So we're going to be installing smart doors to ensure that people coming in are authorized. We have already introduced visiting pass. You cannot enter any one of those offices without a pass. So these are things that we are trying to do to bring dignity to Capitol building.
Are you not afraid that most time people say, "Oh, this place is a political place. Oh, this place is a political place." Oh, and as such, when you take some hardcore decisions, you could just be warranting your re-election.
No, our decisions are not really hardcore, but again, people will think that it's hardcore, but we're just trying to do the right thing. We want for every Liberian to have access to the Capitol building. And we want for every Liberian that work at the Capitol building to be safe. So we have to balance.
In other words, you're saying that if you have nothing to do there, don't go there.
Of course, don't go there. If you come for tourism, you can come. We'll have protocols. Our protocol officers are there to take students around that want to do research, that want to have interview with lawmakers. You will be allowed.
And they have particular dress codes that people do
Exactly
wear,
so.
like the way in section Tuesdays and Thursdays, you don't have people come with jean trousers.
No. The dress code have been there, so we are not there to change it. What have been there is what we're going to maintain.
But you are amending rules now, so probably
we are many rules, but we haven't touched that because we know that the
I'm
Capitol
talking about
building.
sometimes visitors and even because like I'm director of press, I know that the journalists that come and provide coverage, on Tuesdays and Thursday in the chamber, you don't enter there with jean trousers and sneakers. So that is something that
Yes.
is part of
So
the
we're
rules.
going to keep those rules, and I even learned that you cannot just walk in on a compound of the Capitol building with our color T-shirts. When you come with T-shirt that have no color, they don't allow you in.
Right.
So those are things that have been in place, and we're going to just maintain them. And we, as lawmaker, we have special dress code. We have to
But I
go
see you
in.
wearing you're wearing your necktie here. By the way, some of you were watching us on the television, LNTV streaming live here. You see the man elegantly dressed in his blue suit.
Yeah, that this is one of our.
You've come from the corporate world anyway.
Yeah, this is one of the way by which we should dress. Now we are African, so you are allowed to wear African attire,
Right.
which is not dress code, but you are not allowed to wear jeans or just regular T-shirts. No, it's prohibited in our sessions. Yeah.
Speaker Kofas Gabo look to transform the legislature.
Yeah.
And you are committed to doing that.
We are committed to doing that, and we will do everything we can to ensure that transformation is something that we maintain, and that's why in the next few weeks or months we will be for the first time creating or will be having a website for the House of Representatives, and each lawmaker will have its own link that will be focused on his or her districts, all of the workings, and
So that you don't struggle to know what the lawmaker is doing.
exactly. So for the first time, lawmaker in the 55th will have proprietary emails. We'll get away with Gmail, Yahoo, MSN, because we think that we are in the 21st century. So we want to
Can you
digitalize.
break that down so that people know? So what is it basically you say in terms of the email? Will it be Jerry Yorbor K at House of Representatives or
Exactly. So based on the domain that will be
Right.
bought, but it
will
will
be
carry
technical people?
yes, it will carry your name.
Mhm.
So that make it easy to know who email is that, and it will be more secure. And anyone will have access to the website that they can follow their representative to see what he or she have been doing in the district and on Capitol Hill. And the people of Liberia can follow the 55th in general to see what we have been doing through you guys, the press bureau and our communication department. So those are some transformation we are bringing. And we're going to be tutorializing our plenary session where we all will have that access to our agenda even before we get into sessions.
Modernization.
Yes.
Well, we've been up Capitol here for some time now, Yega and Honorable. So let's now navigate to the district, district number 12. What is it? How does it look like? How was it like when you took over? How is it now?
District 12 has people that love each other. We are good people, united. We hold together. And when we came in as Kennedy then, we started to take on community development projects, helping to change how things look. Rural rehabilitations, we were able to rehabilitate clinics. We helped with scholarships and individual welfare. And now we have been given the chance to serve our people. We haven't deviated from those things. Because if you look at our district, the any other district within Maserado or the Republic of Liberia, we have challenges and electricity, roads, schools, clinics, safe drinking water. District 12 is no exception. So what we decided to do, we, as I speak to you, we are currently on taking rehabilitation of our roads. Not quota, but paving them to ensure that we don't drive in dirty waters and potholes. We also have been able to work with rural communities when it comes to electricity, because that is one of the huge challenges we have in our districts. So we've been able to provide true LDC electricity in most of our communities. We have also been able to do assessment of our district in terms of health. So we have also been able to reach out to our partners. We have reached out to various companies because, as you know, District 12 is blessed. the 1965 Act that created the industrial park is right in the heart of our district. And as I
Are you
speak,
making use of it?
oh yeah, as I speak to you, we have about, from what we have been able to track, we have about 22 components. And upon taking office, we were able to reach out to those companies by writing them. We have been able to have acquaintance meetings. Even before I came in this clinic, I just left one of those entity. I just had a meeting with them, and we are working with them, reminding them that District 12 is our district, and we want to take advantage of our social corporate responsibility that due us. And the feedback we are getting are great. They are willing to work with us, special SETI, Premium, Jetty. These are companies that are willing to come out to help with our developmental agenda for District 12.
Let's talk about human relations on your part.
Yeah.
At the same time, we could talk about citizens' participation into development programs on your watch as representative of District 12.
You see, District 12 is blessed because since I have been elected, just how I ran my campaign, I engage my people on a daily basis, and I haven't stopped that. I keep engaging my people. A matter of fact, we have opened our district office that operates from Monday to Friday. And every Friday, I sit to my district office and interact with my people. We just don't interact with our people at the district office, but we go into the districts, especially on weekends. We interact with them. We play with them. We go to soccer pages. We go to playgrounds and interact with our people. We don't go to churches out of our district. Most of the time, we go to churches within our districts. And we just not going to churches, but we also visit our various mosques we have in our district with our Muslim brothers. So our human relationship is something that we have brought to District 12, and District 12 people are enjoying it, even though you may not be able to reach everyone. Some people still have that personal, oh yeah, we can see him, but we have been, for the most part, we have been able to make ourselves accessible to our people before and after our election. And we promise to keep doing that. And when it comes to the development aspect, we encourage all the contractors that do undertake our contracts, our project work are all residents of the districts. That's one of the things we decided not to continue doing, not to go out and bring outside contractor. And that is a form of job creation because human capacity building is one of the issues we have in our district. So my meetings with these companies is to encourage them to offer us job opportunities, not just giving out resources to carry on projects, but how can they provide job opportunity for our young brothers and sisters that are willing to work and earn some money. So we incorporate everyone. And for the first time, come next Saturday, we will be having the first town hall meeting in District 12.
Okay.
Because when we ran our campaign, we ran on what we call shared leadership,
Okay.
whereby the leader doesn't make decision unilaterally. The leader just doesn't carry on project or development unilaterally, but with the collective effort of the followers of the people that he or she represents. So we want to keep that promise. So we will be having our first town hall meeting at the Liberty Christian Center, right adjacent the MTA community. And we are invited our community. We are expecting over 500 to 1,000 citizens to attend. And at that meeting, we'll be giving them full performance reports for the first 3 months since we were elected, but our performance in the district and at Capitol Hill since we're elected.
On the overall, are you getting the support of the citizens?
Oh yes, I am. I am getting the support of the citizen because when we elected, we had a 90 days plan, and the first part of the 90 days plan was how can we reconcile? Because we're 21 that participated in the process, and after the process, people were not too happy, and it then became my responsibility as the leader to reach up to them and unite them. And we have been able, I would say 99%, to consolidate everyone, bring everyone together so that we have been able to reconcile our differences and we can talk to each other. And most of my colleagues even call me, I visit them. If I win, we always meet and crack jokes. We have been able to reach up to them since the election. So, and our second part of our 90 days plan was to start the completion of our district office that was started by Honorable Anderson, who,
Honorable Richmond Anderson.
yes, he started a very good initiative in building a district office located at
How
the
is
LPR.
it now?
And it was so unfortunate for our outgoing, he never touched it for the 6 years he was there. So we have decided to finish that building. So we were able to bring in an engineer that did a reassessment because the building been there over little over 8 to 9 years. So they did a reassessment, gave a cost estimate, and in the next few weeks, if you pass around
You are committed to finishing it
yes,
and
if
to
you-
make it active.
yes, if you pass around the LPRC in the next few weeks, you're going to see a billboard will be erected with a 3G pictorial view telling you the cost, the owner of the building, and how it will look when it's finished. And it's our
Is that where you're going to have your office?
after it's completed, yes. But for now, we are using my protocol office as a district office, which I pay for from my own pocket. And after the completion, we will be moving into the district office, which is the property of the district.
Okay, let's get the citizen participation. We're going to have them to call in to the show. You're listening to the program today in the House of Representatives. It is 1 hour radio program that comes on ERBC every Thursday, 5 to 6 o'clock. It's being relayed on hosts of other community radio stations. We have in studio Muscle County Electoral District number 12 representative. He's on hosts of other committees in the House of Representatives. One of such is the Committee on Modernization. They are planning to do a very awesome job to bring a lot of reforms. And he's also on Rules Audit Administration. They're doing personnel and payroll audit. He's also on public accounts and expenditure. So District 12, you have a productive legislator who is doing these things on different committees. Mr. Speaker, Councillor J. Fonati Kofa got a special plead coming from the Deputy Sergeant at Arms of the House of Representatives. It is understood that he is now well. He's ill and seeking. He's asking the leadership to help him seek advanced medical treatment.
That's the Deputy Sergeant at Arms.
The Deputy Sergeant at Arms, yes, the Deputy Sergeant at Arms, Mr. Morris Gibson. Right. So you being a very close person to the speaker is a kind of appeal coming from
The Deputy Sergeant at
the Deputy
Arms.
Sergeant at Arms. Hoping you can.
Yes,
communicate to the speaker.
we were informed by the Sergeant Arm and the Chief Sergeant Arm, and our speaker is looking in that direction. We are working on modality to see how best we can reach out to him and help him out, because from what we were told, he wanted to travel out of the country to seek advanced medical checkup. And our speaker, being a man of passion, he's very passionate when it comes to people, helping people. So he is looking in that direction, and he can rest assured we're going to be able to help him out.
Okay. In the soonest possible time.
Yes.
Illness.
I know.
Right. 0770259660. 0880514096 are the numbers. You want to talk to your lawmaker, he's in the studio here. You want to ask him some questions. He's right here to answer to those concerns by you Liberians. The numbers are 0880514096, 0770259660.
A lawmaker in a short while who has understood the ball of politics.
Let's get this person on. Hello.
Yeah, good evening, Rabo, and good evening to Hagar. This is Sekou Aminata Kone, and I joined this conversation from Electoral District number 12, Montserrat County.
Seko, please go ahead. Let's hear you from District 12.
Thank you. Let me appreciate Jericho Yorbor. I'm constrained to call for the fact that during the campaign, Yorbor
Please don't be
promised-
constrained. Don't be constrained. Just go ahead.
I am constrained for the fact that this is the first lawmaker in the history of District number 12 to have touched all of the promises made during campaign. If I can retrospect during the campaign, Yorbor promise that as a man coming from the background of information technology, I'm going to ensure that the national legislature, specifically the House of Representatives, have accessible website where citizens can have access to the workings of the legislature. In the first 3 months, Yorbor has committed himself to that. Not just stopping there. Yorbor promised that no community leadership will step acting position. This is the main. The first 3 months has sponsored almost all of the community leadership election in the respective community. Now stopping there during the campaign, Yorbor promised to support the establishment of war and economic crime school. In 3 months' time, he fulfilled that promise.
And he voted openly. He voted. In fact, people were taking his pictures and all of that. He didn't go in the corner to vote.
Openly, that was one of the promises he made to residents, that people should be accountable for crime they committed during the war. He did not only stop there. This is a lawmaker. It is not only unique to district number 12 that he has started a rehabilitation across the county. In a district, across the district. So not many district representatives are carrying on what Yorbor is doing in district number 12. And I can say this for free. If Yorbor continues his path, in 2029, resident of district number 12 will petition it to contest for the senatorial position.
Thank you.
Because we want other districts to benefit from the leadership charisma that Yorbor brings to the table. I want to say, Yorbor, congratulations. Keep doing what you're doing. The people of district number 12 will continue to reward you, and yourself will reject the lawmaker position for the fact that the people will continue to.
That service to a country.
Thank
Thanks
you.
a lot. Let's take more of the concerns. This person to on the line. Hello.
Thank you. Good evening to you. Good evening to your guests in studio.
Good evening.
My name is Hussein Kew, and I joined you from district number 2, where Sewukane is the representative.
Please go ahead.
Thank you. I listened to the guests. You spoke quite lengthily, and I live in District 2, but I work in District 12.
Okay.
I was there during the heat of the campaign, and I knew that he would have win that election because everywhere we went, we hear the name Yorbor. So what I want to say, many times the issue of complacency, because I listened to the previous caller, she tried to ring up the praises. But mind you, many Nigerians today, we feel very complacent with issues, whenever people try to ring praises. I just want to give you this, that, in Nigeria, we have to work through the system, more especially the national legislature. Now, the three I want you, like I said last Friday, I think your host can get a test. Lead the issue of lawmaking, oversight, and that of representation. We have a lot of laws.
So you want the lawmaker to focus on oversight?
Oversight and representation.
Okay.
Understand? And to be more effective, try to work through the system. It is good to carry on personal initiative. But you saw like the left of Sajuze, when we were given all those people there, this personal project is not through government. So, as some people have issues, it is good to do personal projects. But always lobby. The project here is ongoing. Try to lobby that, the special project, I think it's in your district, correct? So you have to lobby to ensure that, enough fund is allocated to this project high school, like other institutions in your district have to ensure that it passes through the other initiative is a plus.
Okay, my dear brother. Thanks a lot. You can't have all the
Thank
most
you,
of the time.
thank you.
This person on the line. Hello. Good evening. Let's hear you. 0880514096.
Let's talk to this caller. Good evening. Welcome. Hello. Welcome. Let's hear you. Please go ahead. Welcome. Let's take the caller from your end.
I'm hoping we'll see on this person calling. Hello. Let's hear you. Is this Bople calling here? Hello. Hello.
Good evening, Robert's Haynes. And let me say good evening to the Eridat leader in the studio, the Honorable Lawmaker, Mr. Jerry Yorbor.
Good evening.
Basically, I just called to appreciate the Honorable Lawmaker in studio for his brilliant expertise he has brought to the 50th.
There you go.
Oh, Jerry, you're going up. Let's hope we get more of the concerns coming up from you, Liberians. 0880514096. This person, hello.
Hello.
Let's hear you. Your name, where you call from? Hello.
From Sino County.
Oh, great to hear you from Sano. Please go ahead.
It has to do with what the lawmakers said that they are putting in place rules in terms of who visit
the capital building and the way you should look when you go to the capital building and all of that. Are they trying to return the capital building to where it came from when there were social stratification? I wish that nobody besides dignitaries visit the capital building.
No, that's
he
not
didn't
the
say
case. He
that. He
answered to
didn't
that
say
anyway.
that.
But keep listening. Hello,
He didn't say that.
That's good evening.
let's hear you. Your name, where you call from?
Yes, my name is M. Clesiwo. I'm calling from Henry City, Greco County.
Great to hear you from Grand Crew County, where the speaker comes from.
Yes. Okay, I want to appreciate your studio this evening. Why he just explained on the budget set. And I urge them, all of them, to take unity to be the major thing of them representing us. Let it unite themselves so that we'll be doing things correctly, that we all will understand and more cheer for them. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. We'll call you a day on the course and come back to Representative Yorbor because we do not have the luxury of time. We have to wind down the
I hear
curtains.
people say Yorbor. They don't say honor.
Yes,
That's
yes.
it. You know, we accept how we been called.
He's a liberal person anyway.
So
Yes, you listen to the concerns coming up from the callers. Most of them more grease to your elbow.
yes, and I want to say thank you to those callers that were able to reiterate my campaign for Fabland and the guy from District 2. I take your concern very serious. I'm not complacent, and that's why I'm working every day for the Liberian people, especially for the people of District 12.
Are you a guy who like people praising you or
No,
like
no.
people to critique you?
I like for people to critique me because I like to look at people telling me what I have done right.
You're open up to
wrong,
feedback.
and yes, because I love to take my criticism and turn it into a positive approach. And we are not turning capital building into what he claimed. We just want to ensure that
Adam's value and dignity.
one message capital building is just accessible to all Liberians. And the people of District 12, you make a good choice by electing me. And in this public, I just want to also tell them that in a short possible time, we'll be offering a bill again for the people of District 12. And that bill will be seeking the permanent status of my people to repeal the 1965 Act that created the industrial park, the portion where the 200 acres that was saying occupied by, or that is not being occupied by the industrial park now by the companies, to ensure that our people remain permanent resident and own those properties. Our Honorable Anderson tried that. It passed the lower house and got stored in the upper house. But we are going to repurpose that again to ensure that this time around, it will pass both houses and both houses will concur to it, and our people will become owner of the land that they currently occupy. So those are things that we are working on for the future. And I just wanted to mention that before I leave this radio wave.
And that's something we didn't touch on. You want to touch on quickly before we leave you?
Oh, actually, that's why I just injected, which is the bill I'm working on to be put on the floor to repeal the 1965 Act that created the More Industrial Park, so that my people in the Chiquito factory area can remain where they are, so that they can be removed one day by government.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Honorable Yago, it's been a nice time having you here on the show today. You make your debut on the Horses Public Affairs Show. We hope we can have you another time. Then we'll be going in depth with some of your work.
Thank you so much for having me, and blessing it to all of you. Thank you.
Great time together here. Representative Jerry K. Yorbor. He represents electoral district number 12, Monserrado County. He been our guest here, crisscrossing here on his legislative programs, both at the end of the House of Representatives and in his district. My name is Rapper Hin. The next time we're here will be on Thursday. We'll be telling you more of the work that happening up Capitol Hill. Liberians, you have elected people who are working diligently in your interest. Believe in them. And then, of course, you will see transformation. Bye-bye. Have yourself a wonderful evening. Until next Thursday, have a great evening.
Audio Jungle.